Welcome friends, Ed here with Michelle across the street at State Street Billiards and Bowling. And this is part 2 of the Deer Hunter filming locations. And we are in Struthers, Ohio, where we are going to be going bowling here, where Michael went to watch Linda bowl with Axel after Michael came back from Vietnam. It all happened here, and I'm about to get hit by a car. So I'll see you guys inside if I can make it across the street for part 2 of the Deer Hunter filming locations. Oh, I definitely know I'm in the right place. This sign is way in the back of the bowling alley, and that was what was the name of the bowling alley back in the day when they did the shooting of the movie The Deer Hunter here. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, we are here in Weirton, West Virginia on 2nd Street. And I'm trying to line up the angle where Michael's house was. We got a view of Michael's house in the early part of the movie, right before they're getting ready to go hunting, after they had their beers at Welch's. And then we get to see Michael's house again after he gets back from Vietnam. There's a sign up on the front to signify welcome back, Michael. And he's probably back here in the woods overlooking the festivities, but choosing not to join in because he just doesn't like being around everyone so quickly. All it is now is a lot of rubble over here, which makes you wonder if some of this rubble, in fact maybe even this drywall, is part of Michael's house. Anything is possible, you know. It could be that I'm standing right where Michael's house was back in the Deer Hunter times. There's some more rubble over there, but I'm not going to venture over there. But this is it. This is the filming location for Michael's house in Weirton, West Virginia. What's left of it, I believe. I'm going to line up the next scene when Michael came back from Vietnam. He paid a visit to Linda at the supermarket store and wanted to make a quick visit to her because when he came home, they had a big surprise party for them at the house. But he wasn't into any surprise party, so he ended up telling the taxi driver to drive on by, and he ended up spending the night at a hotel or motel not far by. But the next morning, he paid a visit to Linda at the Giant Mart, the Giant Supermarket, or whatever it was called, Eagle Giant. But that was actually shot in Tremont, which was Cleveland, basically. Let's go there next. In the movie, Meryl Streep or Michelle is talking with Robert De Niro over here, or Michael, to visit her at her work. And this is where Michael sees the guy with the shopping cart and gives him a look because she calls her hot lips or something like that. And then they go into the store over here. And I'll cut away from that point over there. But that's where Meryl Streep or Linda worked in The Deer Hunter. There's a scene during the Vietnam captivity sequence where Stephen, played by John Savage, was screaming out, "Michael, there's rats in here, Michael." Well, everyone thinks that he was referring to Michael, played by Robert De Niro. Well, actually, he was referring to Michael Cimino. He actually did put rats in that cage for realism. next scene we're going to take a look at takes place in Mingo Junction. After Michael has paid a visit to Linda, we take the next filming location back to Mingo Junction, and he runs into Axel and Stan, who'd have just gotten off from work. Okay, now where Michelle is standing is where Axel and Stan were walking out of the factory, and then you see Robert De Niro or Michael pop out because he did not want to show up at his house for the party, you know. So they came out, and this is where he jumps on him, you know, and then said, "Hey, how you doing? How's things going?" Well, he ended up, Stan tells Michael, "Oh, I heard you got shot. How did that feel?" And Michael goes, "Well, you know, I don't feel a thing."
How does it feel to be shot? Don't hurt. Touch me. Hang this down. You okay? Yeah.
Stan goes on about how he is getting more action than a toilet seat now that he's gone, and then Axel pushes them away into the street around here. But they're on their way to Welch's, which is straight up over here.
Nothing's changed. I'm getting more ass to the toilet seat, and Axel here, he's getting better and
Okay, we are in Monk's Billiards and Bowling here in Struthers, Ohio, and we got Michelle sitting at the bar. Back in the day, there was a scene here when Michael or Robert De Niro was here after he just got released from Vietnam, and he was talking to Stan, but at that time the wall came further out, and Michael was watching Meryl Streep or Linda bowl, and Stan comes over and starts talking about this woman that's sitting at the bar, meaning Michelle. And Stan was asking what he thought of her, and Michael really wasn't thinking much of her because he was more thinking about Meryl Streep, who was bowling. And these are the lanes. This lane over here was the lane that Meryl Streep was bowling on with Axel. And there's a scene later on where Axel leaves a bad count on the B lane over there and runs down there and gets stuck underneath the pins. And Michael has to come to his rescue to get him out of there with a jack for a car or something like that. Monk's is now, it's got totally new ownership since the movie was shot here, and they've taken out 4 of the lanes, but you could still see the lanes over here. Lane 1, 2, 3, and 4. They added the wall over here, and they included, now they have billiards over here instead. But basically the whole layout is pretty reminiscent of the way it was. And I would have to say that these ball returns are probably, I don't know, they look pretty much the same, but they may have been upgraded since then. But this is definitely original. The wood approaches are the same, but I have a feeling that these lanes are actually synthetic over here. So that's probably not original to what it was. But the bowl, the pin setters back there, from what she was telling me, I was really planning on setting up some shots here, but turns out the pin center, the ball returns are not operational right now. Stokes Veteran Administration, located in Cleveland, Ohio, is nothing like the way it was back in the late 70s, as we see Michael enter the building during the movie to visit Stephen. Thank you everyone for watching my part 2 of the deer hunter filming locations. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you did enjoy this video and you thought it was informative, also hit the like button. Thanks again for watching. Have a great indoors day, everyone. Bye-bye.